forested mountains of Uganda. In the distance, Rwanda's volcano peaks. And below, the green valleys of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And roaming between these three countries, oblivious to the borders, is the world's entire population of mountain gorillas. Conservation groups estimate there are just 700 left in the wild. I'm on the edge of Bwindi Impenetrable Forest in southwestern Uganda, home to roughly half of the world's mountain gorillas, and today we're off tracking a family of 20 called endangered. A maximum of 8 tourists are allowed on a safari, but there were just 3 in our group, led by a team of rangers, trackers and porters. They blame the ongoing conflict in neighbouring Congo for the low numbers, which they say puts tourists off from travelling to the region. It's also expensive. A day permit costs $500 US, and there is the chance you will not find the gorillas at all, although that is rare. We were lucky, there it was, the first glimpse of a gorilla. Another blackback named Posho sat eating very close to us. Lafiti, a silverback, turned to show his patch of silver hair, a trait exhibited only in older males. Up in the trees there was a mother, Casatora, and her 3-month-old baby, whose twin brother hadn't survived. Twins are very rare, but this family had just had another twin birth, and we were on the lookout for the pair. To minimize stress to the animals, tourists spend only 1 hour with the gorillas. When our 60 minutes was up, we quietly left the forest and ran into Lafiti again. Although the park rule states you must keep a 7-meter distance from the gorillas to protect them from human-borne diseases, they themselves sometimes break the rule.
We need to take a small group to the gorilla. If it's big, then we can stress the animal. So that's why we need to take a small group. Yeah. So 8 is maximum.
In the local village, also called Nkaringo, there is a strong link between conservation and sustainable tourism. There are the jobs. The community receives income directly from the tourist lodge. Farmers are compensated for any crop damage caused by the gorillas. And the indigenous pygmy community sell handicraft souvenirs and demonstrate to tourists how they used to live in the forest. But it is the gorillas, of course, who are the main draw.
Gorillas is so special in Uganda because it is more close to human being, about 97% human beings, and it is where Uganda gets most income from tourism.
5 gorilla families are habituated at Bwindi, meaning tourists can visit them. At the last census 3 years ago, there were 345 gorillas here, but head ranger Herbert Twisigye believes that number is much higher now.
The babies now, as per our group, we have more than we have 5, which were not in the group at the time of census. So the number is growing, and we are again protecting the forest. No people killing them like before, so the number will be high.
Well, we had a very successful day out here tracking the gorillas. We located the family in Nkaringo and spotted about half of its members, including the silverback, the lead male safari, although we failed to find the newly born twins who are just a month old and I think give a real indication of how healthy this family is here at Bwindi. Although the mountain gorilla is critically endangered, there's a strong sense of hope here for the population. Getting tourists to come remains the challenge, many of whom are put off by news of conflict in the region. The day after this trek, there were no tourists at all registered for a safari. The future of these animals, our closest cousins, will partly at least depend on tourists choosing to make the journey.